So we're going to have a look at doing this blood flow showing through a line drawer and also like pulse effect of how to kind of look at the blood flow, the system, and blood going to the heart and back again. Really, really easy too. So we've brought in a little shape here. We're going to color this black, and if you're bringing in an image from a PNG kind of aspect, try and reduce the opacity a little bit. And I'm going to search for a keynote shape of a heart. Let's go with one that's fairly accurate here. We'll bring that in, and we can layer that over. We'll make that a little bit smaller and make it red. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a little effect. So if I tap on the shape there, if I tap on the shape and actually animate that, we've got some cool little features that we can do down the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little pulse effect. You can see it's going pretty fast, and we can actually alter the duration of that heartbeat to make it as accurate as we want. So it could be beats per minute. We can actually work that out over the course of 60 seconds or halve it by 30 seconds and so on. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. And so that's basically the heart aspect of it. That's just to give that kind of beating effect of the heart. That will give that impression. And the second thing we need to do is kind of like a line drawing. So all we're going to use is our Apple Pencil here. And so when we tap on the actual screen there, we're actually going to create some oxygenated blood that's going from the heart and some deoxygenated blood that comes back. We'll do that in a blue color. So first thing we'll do is we'll just do, this is not scientifically accurate, so you can kind of get the kids to research exactly where the blood flow is actually going. But I've just done some lines, fairly skinny lines, just showing that the blood is going out from the heart that's been oxygenated. And then we might change the color and do blue, for example, to show the blood coming back into the heart, to get the oxygen back and ready to go from the used oxygen, obviously. So we'll do a little blue here, and we'll do some blue coming from that other area as well. You can bring in PNG images of people as well and kind of reduce the opacity just to give that effect. So I've done that. I'm going to tap on it like I did with my shape, and I'm going to animate it. And there's a couple of things we'll probably work through here. We can kind of do things like build outs. And build outs where we do a line drawing is where it kind of exited and it kind of goes backwards a little bit. We don't really want that. We actually want to do a build-in. So we want to do a build-in line draw effect, which you'll see down the bottom there. And what that will do is basically give that impression that the blood is actually flowing out. So what I've done there, you can see the blood going and then the blood retrieving. And we want it with the build itself, so we don't want it separate. So if I actually pressed play now and kind of did that workout, it's not going to give me the effect that I want. So I need to go back to my line drawing and just make sure that I want that on a tap, and I want it happening when the heart is actually beating too. So I want both of those builds to run together. And that's not difficult to do with your line drawing there. You can actually bring in the build, and you can do it with build. And you can also make it go slower and faster, obviously, with your line drawing. So just a great way of giving this, it's kind of like the finished product there, the blood going out, for example, and then the blood coming back in. I think it's a good effect, and it has some other applications that you might be able to use as well. Paul Hamilton here, signing off.